Hey everybody from Antichrist magazine, thank you very much for having us. We are Hongo Fuu from Costa Rica. I'm Felix, I play guitar and do some voices.
I'm Ariel, I'm the drummer.
I'm Héctor, I do guitar and voices too.
And I'm Guillermo, the bass player.
Hey, everybody.
Guten Tag, everyone. Antichristo.
What is the meaning behind the band's name? That's a pretty common question. What happens is I started the band back in 2011, something like that, and it was just me at the beginning. And my nickname is Hongo. So I didn't want to use my real name for some reason, and I used my nickname, and then I added the Fu, which means the way or the way of the Hongo. So I released the first album as a solo project, and then the other guys joined the band. Soon after the first album was released, and then it was a band. So we stuck with the name, pretty much.
Fuu is our first full-length album. It was recorded in 2018 at Studio Planet C, or actually Studio Planeta C. This is located in downtown San Jose, Costa Rica. We recorded 12 tracks on it. There's a different variation of genres all across the board. We try to be as ourselves as we could, and we believe that the results are terrific.
Well, the lyrics in the album are a collective effort from the four of us. There are lyrics made by each of us. They are very diverse, as in language, as in topics. They are kind of a reflection from our views of our everyday stuff we have to deal. And there are a lot of jokes, inner jokes as well. But mostly there's no like a main topic. It's about life. It's about hating ourselves. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so the album artwork was done by me. It's pretty much like a dirty saint that represents the music and all of the tracks in the album, which are pretty dirty. And I don't know, every album has kind of like a character, and in this case is this kind of two-headed saint, kind of S&M deity that is I don't know, coming from some sort of mountain, pretty much presenting the album and the tracks. Memo, cállese.
Well, sure, the collaboration with Sliptrick Records is something that came out of the blue, since we had the very good idea of releasing an album just about 2 weeks before the country started the lockdown due to COVID. It was pretty obvious that it was going to be very hard to get some kind of support from a record label, but we were lucky enough to find a label like Sliptrick that was willing to take the risk during one of the worst possible times to release albums and promote new music, so we're quite happy about that. There is a reason why record labels exist. They are always necessary. They are still necessary. No matter what people tell you, you're not gonna make it if you release your music through Bandcamp like everybody else. There is a reason for labels to exist, to promote the music. They have the know-how. They are the ones that really can make a career become successful. So we're quite happy to have the support of a label that knows how to do things, and we have already seen some of the results. The way you handle the public relations of the band and everything, something that is not possible to do by yourself, or if it might be possible, but then you would have to commit full time to it and learn a lot of things that you don't even know you had to know. So yeah, it's quite important to have the support of a record label.
All right, so I guess it depends on what stage we are at in life. Usually, we try to get a lot of influence from every type of music. So lately, at least something I think surprised me was the album called Cyberfunk. It was a record pulled out by Mother's Cake that came out, I believe, early last year. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes Ariel and I, or even Memo, we used to start sharing our own albums, or
Yeah.
we end up with different influences as well.
Yeah, for example, I've been listening to I Speak a Lot, this Russian rap thing, and been revisiting more albums as well, the new Nick Cave and Warren Ellis album. And yeah, it's pretty much very different from, from everything. So it's hard. It's hard to talk about new things that are impressing us or the things that we are listening. I don't know, Memo, what is listening right now?
Well, I try to update my knowledge about music because it's quite complicated, especially if you're already used to listening to some bands for, I don't know, last 20 or 30 years. But searching through all the music channels on YouTube, I have found some interesting stuff lately, like Rufus. The one I sent you the link the other day.
Yeah. Rufus is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a quite,
Sabor Latino.
yeah, it's quite an interesting band. At first, we didn't know if they were from South
Italy.
America or what, or from where the hell they came from. That they end up being from Italy. I don't know, but quite an interesting band. There is so much good music being released nowadays that it's basically impossible to be updated with everything. But we try. We fail, but we try.
Yeah, in my case, the last thing that really surprised me pretty recently was probably Health. I've been listening to that kind of noisy electronic music lately. Yeah, that's pretty much that comes to mind with recent music, for me at least.
Nothing epic. Just the boring stuff that happens every day, a broken string, a momentary loss of memory, or stuff like that. But we have never had any major failures at the live show. We save those for rehearsal where we enjoy them in private. We like to drink, but we drink after playing. You know, we never try. No. I'm already drunk, so I'm not gonna answer that one. Die!
Again. So we did get the chance to play the full album in February 2020. However, just a few days afterwards, COVID hit, so we pretty much think that it's our fault in some way or another. And because of that, we haven't played any gig since then. We are actually very eager to get back on the road soon, hopefully. But we do see that there's plenty of limitations. Up to this point, we've seen hundreds of bands release new material. They kind of took the opportunity of being isolated in their own homes to release a lot of material, a lot of very good material. And of course, that's brought up a lot of incredibly cool music lately. However, we do see that there's a lot of challenges coming up ahead because there's plenty of things that you need to change in general, like the venues that you'll be playing at, the amount of people that you can get in a specific place, if it's an open air place or not. There's just a lot of factors involved on it. I don't think that it will be an easy road. However, it's a necessary road because we're all, again, eager to play.
Costa Rica is actually a very interesting place. There are a lot of bands in here. As for the amount of people that live in here, there are actually really good bands, really interesting experimental bands. We are trying as well to keep that going. There are bands. We are always like recommending Costa Rica bands from Costa Rica, like Earth, Barco Ebrio, Introducción, Bruno Porter, Ladrona, Punto Conflictivo. There are too many. Like you just can name some. I don't know. Memo has been in this musical scene for a lot of more years than us, so he may have a very good insight in that.
Well, now I will have to have a good insight. No, well, yes, what Ariel says is correct. There is a huge offering of bands here in the country. Sadly, we don't have a music industry in the country, so if you really believe in your project, you have to look beyond our borders. The music has to reach people from other places just to maybe have a chance to do something more than just playing a few shows and recording and self-releasing an album, which is, well, everybody has done it, but it is something that, well, the wind will blow and it will disappear. So if you want to try to at least leave a good impression, then you have to look beyond the country and then try to look elsewhere, because yeah, there are many people doing great music, many extraordinary things, but
no, the bands are keeping it up. Like Heresy, for example, is as well known in Europe, and there are a lot of bands in here working out their way to get to the foreign places, like getting out of this absence of musical industry in here. It's a complicated environment, but we have to work it out, right? Well, for Hongo Fuu, the future is we're already working on new material. We are always working on new material, and we're hoping to play live now. Eventually, when all this COVID thing ends.
We also want to dethrone all governments and legalize drugs everywhere, and hopefully die from an overdose.
Hopefully.